This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Come on, drink and toast for the shot of the day. We've got the Drunken Charge on the way as we'll sit and spin to 10 songs about beer in honor of Red Festival. Our question, what is the story behind the riskiest thing that you've ever done? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Becca. Welcome to the men's room. Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
So I got a funny story for you guys. So back when I was about, between 8 and 10 years old, I was in a cheer squad, a recreational cheer squad, and we had practice at one of our girls' house. Well, she had this big old trampoline, and for some stupid reason, all of us ranging from ages 7 to about 14, all of us being of various sizes decided all of 16 of us wanted to get on this trampoline. And I hadn't gone on it yet, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give myself a shot, and my first time on a trampoline. I get on it, we're all jumping around, having fun. We're practicing our jumps and everything while we're on there. Next thing I know, I'll probably go as higher than everyone else did, and I see the ground coming, not the trampoline. And apparently when I opened my eyes after that, my mom is standing me up, and everyone's checking to see if I'm okay, because apparently I landed on my neck.
Oh. How long were you out?
I don't know. Probably only a couple seconds at most, maybe a minute. I don't know.
Maybe
I must
a minute,
have blacked out or something, but I end up being perfectly fine. And at the time I was like, oh, that was no big deal. But now looking back at it, I'm like, I probably should take better care of myself and not be stupid.
I was, look, man, I had a bad trampoline accident. Well, not as bad as it could have been, separated shoulder.
Sure.
But the friends that I had that had that trampoline in their backyard growing up, I mean, there was always somebody getting very badly injured on that thing.
But it was an acceptable risk that your parents would take. Like, play on Timmy's trampoline, whatever, man.
It still is. There's still a lot of trampolines.
I mean,
my kids have one, but it's like all enclosed with a net, and there's no exposed springs. The thing I remember about all those old trampolines when we were growing up was these huge coil springs, but they were visible. They were kind of part of your experience. Mm-hmm. So, like, the warning that any parents gave is like, hey, man, try not to land on that spring. It might rip your hand off.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Now, but I will tell you this. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I went to one of those kids' birthday parties, right? And this was in Columbia, Maryland. And they had this big-ass bouncy room with pads. And, I mean, like, you could leap from one giant trampoline to, like, another one, like, 10, 15 feet away. But it was all padded up, man. That's insane. Like, I'd be down for that.
Did you do it, or did you just see it?
It was the kids.
Oh.
Yeah, the kids got to do it. But I'm, like, sitting on the side.
Dude, my buddy does one. I want to say where he lives, they have, like, an hour or something where, like, adults, I don't know if it's early in the morning or whatever, but he's like, it's an amazing workout.
It's crazy,
super
man.
fun.
Oh, yeah. You just
Sounds fun, man.
Like, what's the story behind the riskiest thing that you've ever done? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the men's room.
Hookers and honey buckets, bitches.
Hola.
So back in 2001, I graduated high school. I got a scholarship to play baseball in a southern state that's just north of Texas, and it starts with an O.
But I won't say Oklahoma. I won't do it, damn it.
Hey, this isn't big as dummy, but I'm just going to start. Okay, so so I went down there my freshman year, broke my leg, right? My first day of my freshman year.
How'd you break your leg?
Sitting in the dorm room. It was a baseball play.
Oh, so you're sliding?
Kinda. It was a play at second base as a shortstop, and the ball started behind me, and I was running to my left, dragged my ankle, dove to my right, and it snapped my fibula.
Oh, jeez. Ooh.
But first day I was down there, I swear to God, I'm still unpacking. Guy walks up, knocks on my door, and he goes, "Hey, are you Joe?" And I go, yeah. He's like, "Oh, do you want some weed?" And I was like, "Sure, I don't know. How much for, a quarter?" And he was like, "Oh, $20. And I go, something's not right.
For a quarter?
I go, how much? Yeah, I needed. Then I go, how much for a half? He's like, $30. And I was like, okay, what about an ounce? He's like, $50. I was like, fine, I'll get an ounce. He comes back with this, he comes back with exactly what you'd expect. I was born and raised in Seattle. I have no idea what I'm walking into. And so he gives it to me, and I hold it, and I shake it, and I'm like, what is this? He goes, that's weed. And I go, no, it's not.
Colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
No brown words, Joe. No brown words.
Did he sell you a bogus bag of just crap, or did he sell you like an outdoor hemp plant that he found?
Yes, he did. It was the bogus one.
Okay.
And so I break my leg at the end of the year or whatever, and I go back home, and I decide I'm going to show these guys what the real stuff is. So I go out and I get a half an ounce, right? And I get a pipe and I put them in my jock, right? So this is 2001. This is 2002. So this is the year after 9/11. And so flying from Seattle to Salt Lake to Dallas to Oklahoma City, I went with a half ounce under one side of my junk and the pipe on the other side in plastic bags.
How nervous were you as you're going? Because TSA is new at this point.
I'm 19 at this point. I don't know to be nervous. Okay. So until I get to the security checkpoint, and being a man of a brown type of complexion, naturally I get pulled over for a random security check.
Random? Yeah, I'm like 100% of the time.
You're randomly brown.
Yes. I am randomly selected every time. I'm like, I was at 100% if it's random.
Randomly brown.
Yeah.
And so they do the whole shoes off, the pat down, up one leg. They kind of pat around the junk and then down the other leg. And at this point, my heart's beating. I'm really realizing I'm facing a federal felony.
Yeah.
I'm not even a drug dealer. I'm just a kid, right?
You're a kid, but you want to show them what the real weed's all about. You know what I mean? You got a plan.
I did have a plan. And so after I passed through security, like with no obstacles whatsoever, I went directly to the bathroom with my toilet paper holder, the little cardboard cutout, and a dryer sheet, and I fired up. Went to Salt Lake City, fired up. Went to Dallas, fired up.
You fired up in the airport?
Fired up.
You fired up in the bathroom of the airport.
But wait a minute. How did the piece not stink?
It was brand new, and I was just taking babies, one or two at a time, throwing it back in a plastic bag, wrapping it in a plastic bag full of dryer sheets, continue wrapping it, and then you just put it in your pocket. At that point, you're already past security.
We've had a couple people call up and said they've smoked in some pretty risky areas before.
The airport, man, that's
not what I would do.
See, that's the beauty of edibles. And you can go in there stoned, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you can't take that food. I'll gladly eat this brownie and lie.
I think of the riskiest.
I was going to say drugs, and I hate to admit that, but it's drugs.
Of course.
Jamaica, I had all that weed, and I re-gripped my golf clubs. So I thought I had a pretty safe method of doing it. I was just sticking all this weed down in the shaft of these golf clubs, and I took paraffin at the top and put a grip on. Like, this is in the early 90s. This is like 1990, somewhere in there, 91. But I thought I got it all. I just know that I was sweating. I was having a hard time coming through security. It was different back then. They had a ton of dogs. It was more. BWI was just it was dogs, man. There were dogs everywhere, more so than the X-ray machines. It was questions and dogs. And I had my golf bag, and I'm like, all right, well, I think I'm pretty good on this. But the dog was checking out my bag, and I was sweating profusely. And I was just nervous as hell, and I knew I'm in trouble because if they find any of this weed, it's Jamaican weed. I think it's a lot of weed. But anyway, the best part about that was about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years go by. And I'm playing golf, and I get in a sand trap, and it was been raining all day. So there's this hard pan sand trap, man. And I swing this club, and it just goes dunk, really hard. And I feel it, and it sounds now like a rain stick.
Right.
And I realized that there's still a big chunk of weed in there, man. And it's like 5 years old. So of course I went home and ripped that grip off.
How was it?
Started dumping it out. It was fine. It was
great.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, nothing was wrong with it. It was completely sealed up in there.
So when you opened it up, man, I mean, did it just reek of fresh weed?
Oh, totally. Totally.
When you pulled it, I was like, chama.
But that was such a dumb idea. You know what I mean? Like that whole idea. Like it seemed like a good idea at the time.
How old were you when you did it?
Young.
Exactly.
But still, but that's an international thing. At that point.
Right. So I'm not saying it's a good idea.
That's different than buying weed in Mexico, which is still a risky behavior.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It also depends on where you're from and where you live. Like I have friends to me that take great risk in certain
areas.
Yeah, like have you ever been to Washington, D.C.? Like there's Washington, D.C. cops, the Capitol Police, Secret Service Uniform Division, Secret Service...
Like half the population can arrest you.
The Park Police has jurisdiction over the whole city. I mean, it's insane how many cops there are.
Yeah.
And I have buddies that to this day will just drive around and rip bowls. And I'm just like,
well, it's legal now, but you can't drive into it.
But you can't, you can't just crack open a beer and what's up, officer?
Right, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, some people live in those East Coast cities. That's just kind of what they do. Or
rolling with a blunt. They
just don't care, man.
I know. I'm just like, man, right? You know, I mean, my heart is racing. Like, this seems really risky.
But see, I feel like the Northeast, it's just a different mentality. You know, it's kind of like if you're not committing an absolute act of violence, they almost don't care. You know, like they'd pull you over and be like, "Are you stupid? Put that ass away, man! God damn it! I'm not writing up this way. Give me your weed," and then they send you on your way, right? Like where normal cops would probably arrest you. But on the East Coast, like if you're not actively beating someone to death, it's just kind of move along.
Or
it really is, because there's so much violence there. It's kind of like, look, man, if you're not physically assaulting someone, we'll give you a warning.
Conversation, talking conversation, peaceful conversation. Switch! You know, boom! Like, what just happened? How did the switch just flip so quick? God damn, what did he say to him? What is the story behind the riskiest thing you've ever done? 844-999-OLA.
Yeah,
I've seen that a couple times.
I've seen that. So, like, what
did you say?
Oh,
I didn't say anything.
Wow.
Like, man, that just really turned quickly. It just seems so civil. Then all of a sudden, next thing I know, like, dude, you were on your ass getting the hell beat out of you.
Yeah. I guess it's not funny, but
no, it just happens.
But you've seen it so many times.
Yeah,
like, wow, man.
This guy's ass now.
Right. Just think about what you're going to say, right?
Yeah.
Be cool, just keep it that way. But it's all like, F you, what are you going to do about it? He's going to beat your ass.
What's the story behind the riskiest thing that you've ever done? We've got your emails coming up. Also, the Drunken Charge, Ryan Castleton. We will sit and spin with 10 songs about beer. That's all coming up next. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, our question, what is the story behind the riskiest thing that you've ever done? And here come those emails from the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
All right, our question, what's the story behind the riskiest thing you've ever done? I was in Australia on a trip during college, and one night we were camping on the beach. As the night goes on, my class starts drinking and smoking, and some of the girls suggest, hey, maybe skinny dipping. And with a chance of that, I am down. My teacher shows up and screams at us, get out now. Ask what the big deal is. He tells us there is a 5-meter saltwater croc that has been sighted in the area. Next day, we find out 3 people are missing in the water near there. That from Al, the biologist.
Damn.
Man, I am not up on my metrics. 5 meters. Are we talking 12 feet here?
About 15 feet.
About
Almost
15
16 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Jesus. Guys, I probably have a better story I'm not thinking of, but the riskiest thing I've done would be a single mom of 6 kids by 2 different guys. We dated for several years with more or less the understanding that we would stop once one of us found a more serious partner. Not the brightest idea, especially since there was more than one pregnancy scare. Can't say I'd recommend it to others, but can't say I would go back in time and change it either. It was fun. Good news is it ended amicably. See you guys at Red Festival. That from Bacon.
By the way, I've been meaning to say all day about the risky behavior. If you're ever on a hike, it says stay on the trail, stay on the trail.
Did you ever go off the trail?
One time, Mount Rainier, crossed a snowfield. Didn't realize till we saw people practicing like self-arrest and stuff. Like, we should not be
like
where
walking
we are,
over a
right?
what do they call
like
it?
heel to toe. Literally, just they
Right.
called it a snowfield. Like, we'll cut through here. It was like, I mean, if
you could have just
they call
fallen
it
on
a
like
snowflake.
hundreds.
They call it a snowfield on Rainier.
Yeah.
Anywhere else on this planet, it's called a glacier.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause that's what it is.
that was one of the dumbest moments ever. And they were just
Dead
like,
serious.
you guys need to take it slow and get out of here.
Weren't you wearing like tennis shoes?
Yeah. Tennis shoes and shorts.
No way.
It's like a cargo.
On a
White
glacier.
guy in it.
Great, dude.
White guy in it,
You
man.
could have popped right through a hole. We never seen you again. Just in the
Yeah.
blue ice.
And
in the
no
street.
one would know. Like, man, I swear to God, what the hell happened to Ted?
Oh, the legend of Ted died in a glacier.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Died in a glacier.
All of my fellow dinosaurs and Wobbin, 2008 family trip from Tokyo to Hong Kong. We land at night. We weren't aware a typhoon was heading straight for us. Hotel near the center of the harbor of the city. Dad's in the bar within the window view of my little brother, and I'm playing around outside in the wind. Wind was strong enough that you could lean into it and that kind of stuff. It was all laughs until a 2x2 piece of sheet metal tore off the building and flew between my brother and I at head level. We ran across the street to the back kitchen doorway of the adjacent building, closest to death we've ever been. Love you, dinosaurs. That from Brand the photographer.
That's a little terrifying.
Easy as pie, guys. While this might not be the riskiest thing I've ever done, it's the most recent. I have a 13-year-old rescue cat named Charlie, or as I like to call him, the Round Mound of Puget Sound. Anyway, one night it sounded like he was mixing it up with another cat in the backyard, so I grabbed my flashlight, I go out back. Turns out it wasn't the chuckster. It was a raccoon fighting with a possum. I tried yelling at them to get them out of my yard when the ugly possum charged at me. I screamed.
Who are you talking to, bitch?
I screamed like a 14-year-old girl. I dropped my purse and ran back into the house. Feel free to make fun of me. Possums are mean. That from Sir Jolly Joe.
Look, man, I get it. And I'm telling you, Disney has convinced us that if it's even mildly tiny or cute, it's friendly. And I got the raccoons that live, like, I think in the neighbor's yard, but they always traverse my yard. So at night, I'll be outside smoking, and usually we ignore each other. There was a night I didn't realize they were out there, so they're close to where I sit to smoke. This thing hissed at me, and before it registered to me that it was a raccoon hissing me, I realized I was already up in the air as I had jumped. But by the time it occurred to me, I was not on my way back down.
Let's see. Do we have time? Any comment section or anything?
Yeah.
Let's shoot some extra emails here at the men's room at mensroomlive.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Shorties, it's my birthday, and I'd like to hear the Dirty Germans. That from Doug.
Yeah. Your name is Doug. I'd like to make it present tense and dig in your backside.
Yeah, Doug. This is Doug. Everybody loves him. He shows up all the time.
Yeah, we call him Dig Doug.
Dig Doug.
Hello, Macholas. Today's my best friend and brother from another mother, Jethro's 21st trip around the sun. I travel for work and haven't seen him on his special day in several years. But for the first time since high school, we are both in the very booze-friendly state of Missouri. Could you please give him a "your penis is too small" and a lovely line of those dirty Germans talking about schlong? I love your guys' show and listen to it every night. Rock on. That from Ethan.
Yeah, but your slong is perfect.
Yeah, you would like this schlong. Comes as a surprise.
Yeah, we sing you the schlong song.
Schlong, schlong.
Show me that schlong.
That was the Scorpions, I believe, right?
Schlong, schlong, schlong,
Schlong, schlong, schlong, schlong.
Yeah.
schlong, schlong.
Schlong, 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 schlong.
Macholas, my name is Victoria, and today is my 27th trip around it. I love listening to you guys at work, so could I get a big old Leroy Jenkins and Melbourne Ted talking about fat bottom Sheilas? I promise to get hammered after work. You guys brighten my day. Thanks for always putting on a good show. That from the lovely Victoria in Seattle.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Ted here from Melbourne. Fat bottom Sheilas. Call him drop ass. You know where to drop it.
Bitch's birthday shout out to my amigo Mean Bean, a.k.a. Ruperto. He is 39 years old. I know he would love a Suck It Up cupcake followed by some dirty Germans talking about landscaping. Thanks, love the show. That from EZ.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Yeah, we will not landscape. We will manscape with our teeth.
Yeah, the things I love best about landscaping is whacking these weeds and the industrial size blower.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the best part of landscaping, Miles. When you break out the blower, the job is done.
Yeah, I like the blower.
Bitches, today is my amazingly gorgeous husband Travis's 46th trip around the sun. He would love an original fish sandwich and the dirty Germans talking about sexy, bald men. I would really appreciate it. That from his grateful wife, Jill.
Fish sandwich?
Yeah. When you meet me, there are two sexy bald men, me and little me.
Yeah, all you have to know about bald men is they're that sexy that his wife stays grateful.
Yeah, I have like a little Fisher-Price character between my legs.
Her other nickname is Thankful. That's all bald men do.
Yeah, it's like a fire hydrant made of skin.
Yeah.
Bitches is my awesome brother-in-law, Matt's 47th trip around the sun. Great husband to my sister and a fantastic father. Since he listens on 96.9 The Fox in Appleton, Wisconsin, I thought we could give him some turtle wax with a "you like it" in the paws. Maybe as a bonus, Ted could sound like a fox. Thanks, guys. That from Greg.
You like that? You like that?
Oh, Macholas, it's my dad. That's right, sorry.
Do we still have the fox sound effect?
That is just it. He just did it.
I'm telling you, that's what they actually sound like when they yell at each other. Fox pitch.
Proud animal.
Yeah, if you need that in Appleton for any of your liners up there at 96.9, just take it. Go ahead and strip it off the
cold
audio.
beer, he gets higher pitched.
Bitches, is my dad's 49 today. Can we give him a great big old father, big old bong rip at a Suck It Up cupcake? Thanks, guys. That from Mitchell. Guys, today's my husband Tim's 50th birthday. Please wish him a happy birthday. He'd love to hear a traditional fish sandwich, maybe some Alan Thicke as well, from his lovely wife, Teresa.
Fish sandwich?
That's fun.
Okay, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, bitches.
Yas are Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Couple extras. This one says, sup, fellas.
Sup.
Me and the lovely lady are driving up again to Red Festival from Salt Lake City, Utah. She wasn't sure last year if it was worth the 13-hour drive.
Wow.
After a little convincing, she has agreed to come, and we both had an awesome time. Anyway, can't wait for the outdoor drinking and other fun stuff. Killjoy the Clown was awesome, and the new originals absolutely need to practice.
Well, guess what? We didn't do it.
From David. Just to let you know, the Draft Choice Sports Bar and Grill in Auburn just tapped its first keg of Men's Room Gold.
Nice.
Come on down and get a cold one, guys. That from the lovely Kristen. Let's see here. A couple more. One more. I will do one more on flying poop.
Oh, flying poop.
I used to work ground crew in Vegas back in the 80s. On all planes, there is a door you open on the bottom of the plane by pushing a button, and in that compartment is a hose hookup for your portable water and a 4-inch hookup for your lavs. There is a donut inside of that pipe as a safety. Next to that is a T-bar handle that you pull and open inner valve to let the tanks dump out. A common joke after everything was dumped was to put the donut back in loose and slide the T-bar handle partway back, then close the compartment door. That way, when the plane landed at the next airport and the ramp crew opened the door, the poop would come down all over them. So it wouldn't be that far of a leap of the imagination to have some of it rain down on people. I didn't say I did that. That was just a common joke and stuff. That was Grant in Maplewood, Minnesota.
Who did that? You did that, man. How could you not?
Yes, exactly. All right, let's see here. Coming up in the program, we will drink and toast with a shot of the day. But first...
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. 4 days away, Ryan Castle,
Very
from
exciting.
Men's Room Red Festival. We will wear the red. We will do some outdoor drinking. We've got over 20 beers on tap, live music all day, freestyle, motocross, freaks of all kinds.
Beautiful
People
weather.
Walking on stilts.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man. You name it. Aerialist belly dancers. It's a huge circus of drinking and eating sausage and listening to music and tasting delicious beers.
People crushing cinder blocks with their testicles.
Whatever
I mean,
they-
all the fun stuff that
whatever-
normal people do in the sunshine.
Whatever they
Fred,
there's
typical
some,
summer gathering.
some pretty-
What happens at the beach? Well, you saw the guy break the cinder block with his testicles.
Same
Well, that's
old,
what's
same old.
happening at Red Festival. It's perfect.
And you just went out and bought a very red stylish shirt for the occasion?
I
as a
did,
matter of
but you
fact?
know what? I was talking about this earlier. I'm a little conflicted now because I noticed that red Power Ranger costumes are on Prime, and I could have it for the weekend. So I don't know.
You're thinking about going to Amazon and
maybe I
getting
go
that thing
Red
next
Power.
day?
I could have it on Thursday.
Yeah,
I'll
wear
do
your,
it, man.
Friday at the latest.
We'll see it.
That means we'll see your real Power Ranger.
You will. You'll see my make and model.
Okay, so today, in honor of Red Festival, as here's what we've got. We have got over 20 beers on tap, and we have a whole lot of reds. So, of course, Men's Room Original Red will be there. Men's Room Gold from Elysian.
Never heard of
Also,
it.
the Dirty German beer will be on hand if you haven't tried that.
It's brown.
Elysian does nothing better
I
than
like the foam on your lip.
than a great IPA. So, of course, we'll be bringing a few of those down. Hellbent Brewing Company, they're going to bring their Funky Red Patina Red Ale.
I love that name.
Gig Harbor Brewing, the Racing Rooster Red. Lazy Boy bringing their red ale. Half Lion Brewing, their Albert's Amber will be on tap. Multiple beers. I'm just telling you the reds.
Right.
Just the reds. Silver City Brewery will have their Ridge Top Red. A couple ciders from Two Town Cider House.
A pineapple cider that I've never.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by.
Then Cossey's bringing the Dawn of the Red, and Maritime Brewing Company, our friends there in
Dawn
Ballard,
of the
bringing
Red.
the Maritime Flagship Red, some of the beers. So today, in honor of Red Festival, Ryan Castle, the Drunk at Charge, you have brought us songs about beer.
Yeah, and there's a zillion beers out there, and there are a zillion songs about beer, but these are just 10 of them.
Number 10. All I wanna do is drink beer for breakfast. All I wanna eat is them barbecue chips. All I want is someone just to try to protect us.
I like to think by the end of this list, you're really going to want to drink beer.
I like this. Who is
Even
this?
for breakfast. This is Replacements.
Oh, okay.
Replacements
Never heard
of
this.
songs called Beer for Breakfast. which is something I condone and endorse and support.
So do naps.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to drink beer for breakfast, you're definitely going to have a nap that afternoon.
In honor of a Red Festival, 10 songs about beer.
Number 9. If I get your foot up, that's out on the floor now, baby. You won't bother me no more. Ain't I drinking well, you know that you're my friend, and now say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
The band is Real Big Fish. That song is called, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Beer.
Clever name. I like it.
Yeah.
And apparently I would be a moron if that were not on the list. So there you go.
About a solid question came in as we're talking about Red Festival. The guy, and I would love to respond to you, but you have a block up, so I can't. So I'm just saying it out loud now. It says, is Red Fest sold out, or are they selling tickets to the door? Yes, you can get tickets to the door.
Also,
just show up, and we will have tickets for
And
it.
mensroomlive.com. By the way, our friends on Twitter there at Hornets Sports Spot says, if Brian Castle on this list does not include Real Big Fish, I'm going to be mighty upset.
Must be nice to have so little going on. That you can concern yourself with something as trivial as that.
We have 10 songs about beer in honor of Red Festival on Sit and Spin.
Number 8.
I hardly ever sing beer drinking songs. And when they play them cheating tunes, I never sing along.
Surprisingly, not all beer songs are happy songs.
Yeah. Did he ever do a happy song?
Sure, Ring of Fire was a happy song. It's always Folsom Prison
And
Blues.
it burned, burn, that Ring of Fire, sure.
Song about love.
10 songs about beer on Sit and Spin.
Number 7. Well, I'll be here around supper time. Well, my can of dinner and a bunch of fine beer drink. And Hellraiser.
This should be the theme song of Red Festival. It's beer drinkers and Hellraisers.
ZZ Top does not get enough credit for just being badass.
No,
They're
but
great.
I think they get plenty of credit
You
for
think
being
so?
badass.
I don't think they
Maybe
get
not
credit.
enough,
I
but
don't
they
think
do
they
get plenty
enough,
of credit
man.
for being
That's a
badass.
great band, yeah, absolutely. 10 songs about beer.
Anyone with a beard is also awesome.
I would have to agree with that.
Including Frank Beard, the beardless one.
I know. The one guy without a beard is named Frank Beard.
6.
I like beer.
No one likes drummers, though.
It makes me a jolly good fellow. I like
There you go.
Yeah, this is a happy song.
It helps me unwind, and sometimes it makes me feel mellow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
He sounds like he really appreciates it. You know?
Sure.
Whiskey's too rough.
A song called I Like Beer from a guy named Tom. That's a song you're going to like.
My cousin wrote this?
10 songs about beer on Sit and Spin.
Number 5.
It's warm beer and cold women. No, I just don't fit in.
Speaking of guys named Tom.
Yeah.
Cause every joint I stumble into tonight. It's just how it's been.
Tom Waits talks about drinking.
All
Imagine that.
You listen.
You think he's had one?
Today?
Doesn't sound like it.
Right, what time is it?
Sit and Spin, 10 songs about beer in honor of Red Festival.
Number 4.
Gonna get high, man, I'm gonna get loose. Need me a triple shot of that juice. Gonna get drunk, don't you have no fear. I want one bourbon, one scotch, one beer, one bourbon, one scotch.
For people who like to supplement their beer with other things, like myself.
Mr.
Also known as alcoholics.
When beer isn't just enough.
Mr. Friendly George Thorogood.
Oh, yeah.
These are 10 songs about beer on Sit and Spin.
Number 3.
There's a tear in my beer, 'cause I'm crying for you, dear. You are on my lonely mind.
That's a good one.
Every time I hear Hank Williams, I think of Miles Montgomery. Because I feel like Hank Williams was a hillbilly, too.
Thanks. I appreciate that. No shoes. Whole deal. 10 songs about beer in honor of Red Festival.
Number 2.
Get back to the roadhouse, I got some bungalows. Get back to the roadhouse, I got some bungalows.
Only for the line, woke up this morning and got myself a beer.
Right?
Which Mike did not put in this segment.
10 songs about beer. We have made it to number 1.
Number one. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. It's up. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.
Genius. A band called Psycho Stick, song's called Beer. And it really is the ultimate beer song.
The comments were pouring in saying, you gotta check out Psycho Stick, Psycho Stick.
Got you, bro. Number 1.
Red Festival, 4 days away. Those tickets are on sale now. Mensroomlive.com if you would like to join us for a little outdoor drink. And over 20 beers available. And beer, and cider, and sausage, and good times. All right, let's see. Here we got the shot of the day coming up. Profile this also on the way. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. We have a few minutes here, though, first, and we touched on this briefly. A book called The Definitive Field Guide to Animal Flatulence. The book is called Does It Fart? And what this book covers in a very scientific way is every animal, whether it is known to fart or not, according to science.
All right, okay.
The book is written by a guy named Nick Caruso, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys the animal, and you tell me whether you believe the animal, in fact, farts or not.
I'll tell you right now, it blows my mind that not every animal I just assumed every animal farted.
This is one of the greatest books I have ever read in my life because it has so much information in here that's hysterical about farting in the animal kingdom. Octopus. Do octopus fart?
No.
They do not fart. That is correct.
All right. Score 1 for us.
The mongoose.
Yes.
That's a farter.
The mongoose is, in fact, a huge farter. Not only that, the mongoose, commonly referred to as mongooses, currently contain 15 genera and 34 species in their family. The mongoose, specifically the Indian gray mongoose, is well known for its ability to kill venomous snakes such as cobras.
Right.
Because of their agility and immunity to the venom. Mongooses have a diverse and mostly carnivorous diet. Their farts, apparently, are the stuff of legends. Believe it or not, beekeepers in the area believe that the mongoose uses its fart power to drive bees away from their own nests so that they can raid their hives for the honey.
Damn.
Nice.
The mongoose, believe it or not, there is a proverb which concerns a dispute that creates an irreconcilable group. It translates into, the mongoose farted among them is the term. And it is believed that a mongoose fart, and this is not a legend, could disperse a large herd of camels. And it would be, according to the camel handlers, extremely difficult to bring the herd back together.
They're that bad, man.
Yeah. Damn,
mongoose.
Okay. All right, the gorilla. Does the gorilla
Hell
fart?
yeah.
The gorilla absolutely farts.
Those have to be stinky.
Currently, you have no idea. The best part about the gorilla, there are 2 species of gorilla that are recognized. The eastern and western gorilla, both native to the forested regions and tropical regions of Africa. Gorillas are, in fact, closest living relative to us, human beings. All right? But zookeepers who have worked with gorillas are well aware of the powerful body odor that these great apes produce. Researchers show that gorillas use their body odor for communication.
Really?
More potent odors are emitted during more intense interactions with other gorillas that they don't like, especially during threat displays. But body odor isn't the only smell emitted by these primates. Powered by their mostly herbivorous diet with some insect supplements, gorilla farts can be very audibly loud and, like other primates, a calling card, and are in fact released without shame.
A calling card?
Yeah, basically their smell
is
how they're known, which is impressive stuff. Okay, one more before we have to drink a toast here. The rabbit, does it fart?
Yes.
I'll say no.
Rabbits do, in fact, fart. Unsurprisingly, rabbits have a pretty disgusting diet of, as you would say, Steve, a lot of lettuce and a lot of plants.
Yeah, there it is.
So the buildup of gas within their intestines is pretty nasty. While farts, they say, are often humorous, this is no laughing matter for rabbits, as this gas buildup is extremely painful and can become fatal very quickly unless properly released. You heard right.
Not know how to fart, man.
If they can't get the fart out of their body.
Peter Cottontail has a belly ache.
A rabbit will in fact die. Yes, does it fart? A woman, have we made it drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, Bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Sad story today. Today we toast 40-year-old, and I'm going to mess up his name, Saman Kondarara of someplace in Indonesia that I also cannot pronounce. Look, the guy was serving as a pallbearer at his own mother's funeral. And there's this elevated platform. It's called a Lakian, something like that. Basically, it's an ornately carved tower where the deceased is placed before they have this big fancy ceremony. All right, so you just put it up there. And as the other pallbearers attempted to set the coffin on the platform, the staircase leading up to the platform, it crumbled beneath their feet. And the coffin fell 10 feet and landed on Saman, who was crushed to death.
Oh, no.
At his own mother's funeral, man. Like, so this is right before their big kind of going away ceremony. It's a big deal, right? You march it up to this platform, the stairs break, everybody drops this thing, it falls 10 feet, hits this dude.
It's awful.
He is killed at his own mother's funeral, essentially by his own mother. That's a hell of a thing. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola! Get caller 9 in the line right now if we can. 844-999-OLA. We've got Profile This on the way.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.